Hi, my name is Taylor, and this is my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe. I would like to do some more videos, and I plan on doing some more videos. I'm just a little busy at the moment. So I've been struggling with recording today, so please bear with me. Today I'm going to be talking about the Johnny Depp trial versus the Sun. Now, I don't know much about the legal system, so I just know that they've finished up giving the evidence and testimonies, and now we're just waiting for the verdict. Here's the title card. So let's just get right into it. I finally wrote like a script. So, well, scriptish. It's not a word. Like I said, bear with me. So I've been watching videos on YouTube. I've been reading articles. I did not read the whole the whole court, what they release every day, the transcript. I haven't read that. I feel like if I read that, I would just get angry, so I kind of stay away from it. So I've been trying to watch like YouTube videos that kind of release that. Here's something that really, really pissed me off on the last day that they were finishing things up, was that she gave a little press release or whatever, and I was just like, the whole time you listen to it, it's like 2 minutes long. First of all, there's more dislikes than likes, because if you listen to it, you could tell that it was very fake. And now that we have all the evidence, we can kind of be like, yeah, this is what you would call a fake speech. Like, it's totally written. Like, it's the most generic abuse speech. I didn't want this. I don't want my dirty laundry out. I don't want to be here. And we have more important things going on. Now, let me tell you something. First of all, she didn't need to be there every single day like she was. She chose to be there because it's not her that Johnny Depp was suing at the moment. It was the Sun. So she didn't need to be there every single day, only when she was called up. Second, yeah, well, see, here's the problem with that. You can't say that you don't want your truth out. Right? That's basically what she's saying. I don't want my truth out. I don't want my dirty laundry out. I don't want people to know about this. After having posted something on Washington Post about your trauma. Let's get that straight. Trauma. Abuse. You can't go both ways. It's because it wasn't done under your terms doesn't mean it's any different, right? So you don't want the truth getting out. That's what I got from that. From her speech, I got that she didn't want this going on. She didn't want her truth coming out. And that she's hiding a lot. And I've seen some YouTube videos where they're like, she's hiding something. There's something she's hiding. And I think there's more to the story. And I bet $100 we, as the public, don't get to see all the evidence. Because we shouldn't be able to. I'm sorry. Judge needs to be able to have a non-objective view on this. Subjective view. Sorry. And she had tried to get this case dismissed. So here's a guy trying to prove that he's not an abuser, a wife beater. And you want him to dismiss the case. Now, I also have another thing that I keep seeing in articles that they say that, she donates money. She's an advocate for domestic violence. No. Just because you're giving money to things doesn't mean you're a good person. What world are we living in to think that because I donate, I'm automatically a good human being? It gives me the right to be seen as a good person. That's not how it works. You're either a good person or you're not. And once you put it on your resume, it doesn't matter. So, we got that out of the way. Another thing I want to bring up is I have found a post online. I'm not going to say where, who, done, why. But I bet everybody can probably find it if you search it in the right spot. Somebody said that straight white males can't be abused because of how society works. I don't know about you, but I just kind of want to be like, there's a whole thing about, men, serial killers normally have issues with their mother because they're abused by their mothers. I mean, it's very possible for a woman to be evil, like, towards men. You can't justify. No, I mean, at this point, you're just going to transfer evil people from one gender to the next, and it's just wrong. It's just wrong. Everybody can be evil. Anybody can be a killer, murderer. It doesn't matter your race, your sex, your religion. It doesn't matter. People that are bad are just bad. And you can't excuse them because, oh, well, they're a woman. You can still be evil, and you can still hurt people. If you cause harm to somebody, I'm sorry, you're, like, on a normal basis, you're a bad person. I don't know this person. And to be honest with you, I'm really surprised Johnny Depp didn't end up being killed. Because, he lost part of his finger. And I'm really honestly, because to me, she's like blackout angry sometimes. Now, I'm not saying she is. I'm just kind of getting that feeling from when you see the evidence and all that. It's like, she sounds like a blackout angry person. Right? And some of the stuff she tried to, she was documenting things, but she wasn't using them. So, and it wasn't done correctly. So no. And your lawyers dropped you, so it's like, so well, we can afford it. She's a celebrity. And they're saying that they just can't afford it. So, since my last video, which I'll link in my description, they released some more evidence, which I say is your clear-cut sign. And ironically, I had just watched a video on Chris Watts. I kid you not. I had just watched a video on the Chris Watts story. So I went from Chris Watts' story, and then I went to this new evidence. So in Chris Watts' story, he had sent a photo to his wife a couple days before, showing almost looked like their daughter with a blanket and her legs standing up, and they weren't sure what to make out of this. And then I go to this evidence where her friend has sent her photos of knives, and they were talking about bringing a knife over while she was having a talk with Johnny. You want to bring a knife? Like, that's not funny to talk about. Like, I don't know what would go through somebody's head that would say, you know what? Why don't I bring some knives? What would go through my head and be like, you know what? Let's bring some extra people just in case something happens, and we can record the whole thing so we can get the whole context, and so that people will believe you. See, I would try to make sure that all my evidence is believable. That's what I would do. Like, if I was being abused and I was not instigating it, I would make sure that every piece of evidence I had was backed up and the times were right, they weren't edited, that everything was done correctly. So that if, because they knew at that time, like, they suspected his friend was like, she was telling her friends he's abusive. Okay, well, as a friend, I would be like, okay, well, let's get proof. Let's get your lawyers involved. Let's do proof for them. Let's follow their guidelines on how to handle the situation. And then that way we're covered. And we'll have as many witnesses. And the other thing, because when I've been through a bad relationship and we were talking, I made sure I had somebody, an outside source that was not close with either one of us. So they had a non-objective view while listening to us about what was going on. So why not do all this stuff? I mean, you're in your 30s. You don't know this stuff? Aren't you supposed to be an actress? You should know this stuff. Like, come on. Like, basic. Have proof that you can back up. Well, nobody's going to believe you, Johnny. Well, even if she did or did not say that, you know that got across. So that's my thing with this evidence. If they knew abuse was going on, why is there not better evidence? If she was documenting it, why are you taking just one photo of your face? Why are you not taking photo of the scene around you, of him throwing stuff? Why are you not hitting record in those conversations or putting you could put a nanny cam up. Like, to me, it's like her evidence doesn't make sense. So, right. Now, that's why I think this is a toxic, abusive relationship, because she didn't take the right steps. Well, she was being abused, so she wouldn't be able. Yeah, but how many people were living in that penthouse during that issues? How many people was she telling about these problems? None of them were adult enough to be like, you know what, something's going on. Maybe I should record as an outside source to prove that these two. But wait a second, when they're around Johnny and Amber, they weren't acting like that, right? See, it's just all that stuff. Another thing that came out was sister abuse in the reality clip. They said they couldn't use it. I'm like, why not? There's proof. There may be proof that her sister beat her up. Well, I guess because they couldn't prove it. Okay, never mind. But still. Common trend for abusers is that they have a history of abuse. She probably was abused growing up. She's been abusive towards an ex, and she's been abusive towards her sister, allegedly. Like, come on, people. So, this leads up to my last topic that I want to talk about is shame on the media. I mean, seriously, shame on YouTube, shame on the media. But shame. Seriously, though, think about it. You see that one day where they release information that you can pull up on the internet yourself, and you say, well, Amber said this. I'm going to side with the woman in case she's right so I don't get in trouble. I think a lot of people don't understand the true concept of this trial, and that is that abuse is not as black and white as we hope it. Well, not hope, but as we would like it to be. And I think that's the problem we have. We want a villain and we want a good person, but sometimes they're both the villains. I love Johnny Depp. I understand he was in a very poor position back then. His character is basically, exactly what kind of person he was expected. But when you watch Amber speak and talk, you can kind of get this negative undertone. And if she's kind of a narcissist and a liar, you get that when you hear her talk. I think that's why I remember watching her. Well, she was a Mandy stepfather. She has done a few things, and I remember thinking, I don't like this actress. There's just something off about her. And I'm not saying that now. I'm straight up like, I didn't know her name, but I just always got a bad feeling about her. But I think we need to realize that this case could really prove that sometimes domestic violence isn't as simple as he was beating me. That sometimes rarely, I won't say all the time. Let's keep that in mind. That there are some cases where the women are the problem, and they take advantage of people and being a woman, saying, I'm weak. But I think we need to understand that abuse goes deeper than just hitting someone upside the head. And this he said, she said crap, I'm kind of over it, because you can almost prove. I'm not saying all of them, because there are people that are put in a weird position, that are abused, and they're unable to break free. I'm not saying that's not real. But I think this trial could really open up some more doors on trying to help those who have been abused. And I don't think the media wants that. They want, here's the villain, and here's the protagonist and the antagonist. And it's like, that's how literature works. That's how movies work. But this is not how life works. Life is not always black and white. Sometimes people are just bad. And we don't want to acknowledge that not everybody's the same. And it's like, but we're not. We're not all the same. Some of us have different views. I'm like, I don't care what you do, as long as if you're not harming somebody. Is it really that wrong to live the life the way you want? So, further, I think that shame on the media, because here's an opportunity to really look into abuse and to truly understand that this whole Me Too, well, I was being abused and I couldn't say anything because he was in a high position. Okay. But that's all I'm going to say on that. I'm not a very political person. I'm more of a let's make the people who caused harm face reality. So, and I'm all for karma, and I really hope that everybody receives their karma in this situation. And I hope that Johnny wins. I really do. Because I'm a little worried about if he doesn't. Because I feel like if he doesn't, the media is going to get hold of it, and they're going to turn it into, we should always believe the woman. And I think that's just wrong. Life isn't always about, here's the villain and here's the hero. It's just unrealistic, and it's probably what causes a lot of issues in our world today. We want to make everyone out to be the villain, and we need to start taking accountability. So, I may do another video, may not. If you like this one, please do like and subscribe, and I'll try to keep adding some more videos. Thanks. Have a great day.